Welcome to FXStreet. If you like what we're talking about, you like the videos we're producing, you want to get regularly updated when they are done, please head over to YouTube, join our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button. If you like what I'm talking about, you can follow me at JustAnalysis1 on Twitter. Taking a look here at IOTA. Interesting thing about IOTA here from a technical perspective is that on the daily and the weekly chart, the RSI is fairly similar. That should give you an idea of how constricted and consolidated price action is on IOTA's chart. So here on the daily RSI, the RSI is set up for a bull market. So the oversold levels are 40 and 50. That's where it's been oscillating between. Shift on over to the weekly chart. It's sitting right above the 50 level. So not a lot going on there. It's just hitting really flat. Zipping on back to the daily chart. You know, the opportunities here are always mixed. With this kind of a market, there's always clear entry and exit zones. So when you have this kind of behavior, whether you're inside the cloud or whether the Chiku span is kind of inside the candlestick, so to speak, you have really clear options on both ends of the market. There's long opportunities and short opportunities. The problem with this is that on the short side, there have been ample opportunities for this market to sell off, for IOTA to drop. It has had many ideal bearish Ichimoku breakout levels, and had those times fulfilled. But there's just, the bears are just unable or unwilling to push it further south. We've talked about that in a couple other cryptocurrencies we've looked at. When you look at it on the weekly chart, at first glance, it's really kind of a question of why is it not dropping. Look, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks so far where the open and the close have been constricted between 127 and 138. That's a pretty tight range. I mean, the overall range from the wicks is a little different, but the bodies of the candlesticks have stayed relatively in the same position for 7 weeks. That's 49 days. And over the last, including this week, last 5 weekly candles, it's been in these really overwhelmingly bearish conditions. It's below the cloud. The close is below the cloud. The close is below the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. Future span A now is below future span B, but before we had a span A that was sloping down, even though it was above future span B. And you have the lagging span has been below the candlesticks and an open space, and yet no drop. So it's very likely that the drop is not going to happen, even though currently that is where it's leaning. So I think looking at it from the long side of the market, waiting for it to move higher, especially if we assume that the crypto market still has a lot of legs behind it and ready to move up, and that rising waters float all boats, that sort of thing, then IOTA is just waiting for its turn to move higher. And I'm going to set up what that might look like here. So I've drawn a fib expansion from the lows here in July 20. On July 20th, 2021, to the swing high on September 4th, 2021, and then to the mid there to the next higher low on September 29th. What that gives us are 3 fib expansion levels. There's a 618 at 195, the 100% extension at 252, and the 1618 at 346. The most common level that things move to, that an instrument will move to in an expansion, a fib expansion, is the 100% level. It's very likely that it'll go up to the 1618, but almost I don't know what the percentage is. A very high positive expectancy rate of it reaching the 100% level. So even if we had an entry at 152, where we have a daily close above the cloud, at 152 or a little bit above it, that's appropriate, and then the stop is just slightly below the bottom of the cloud there. The profit target, it's a 6.33 to 1 reward for the risk. So a target at 252 is profit with a daily close entry at 152 above the cloud. That would confirm an ideal bullish Ichimoku breakout, and a stop down on 136. It's very likely that a breakout here would be sustained because everything is very neutral. The RSI is neutral. The composite index is neutral. The optics bands are neutral. And you also have the weekly chart showing neutral composite index and a neutral RSI. There are very few cryptocurrencies right now in that top 30 to 40 market cap that have these kinds of conditions that are very supportive for an expansive bullish breakout. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.